Okay, don't mind the mess here, but we are going to take some photos of some crystals we need to get listed up in the shop like ASAP. Okay, so I've had these sitting around for freaking ever. We have some yellow-eyed onyx ravens, blue-eyed onyx ravens. Here is my setup. This is my lighting, my little thing there, my camera, crystals. Okay, so we're just going to set up our camera over here, move our lighting around a little. So we're going to start off with some yellow-eyed ravens. We want to adjust our lighting because we don't want it too bright on the raven. Well, I am going to, okay, so I'm just going to this in. Not sure that I actually like the background. So we're going to switch it out. We're going to do some green grass here. I'm just going to lay this up here. See that? And adjust our lighting a little bit because it's a little bit too much. So I want to come back. Maybe like backlight it a little bit. So here you can see it. That is much better compared to this one. You can barely see the outline of it. Looking at sort of the depth of it because I want to ensure that like the background is not clear, but the bird is clear. I'm just kind of adjusting at this point. Looks like we need a little bit more light on the background, so I'm going to adjust this light here so that it shines more back here. See how that goes. I'm going to move it up a little bit. So see how the background is more blurred and the bird is more in focus. That's kind of what we're looking for because we don't want the background to distract. So now we're going to do some photos with it in my hand. That way people can kind of see what the size is. The trick is to just make sure you hold it really still. Get it right in the perfect view. These truly are very beautiful. Because there's going to be more than one crow, I just want to take a picture because it's not going to be like you get whichever one is in the picture. Obviously, they're all photographed and in the picture, but I will be like intuitively selecting them. So I want to get a picture of multiples together. We're just going to set them up. I'm zooming out a little bit so that I can get them all in the frame. So here's a picture. Blow it up a little bit because we will crop it. And that's really all I do to edit these for the most part. Sometimes I'll take the lighting down a little bit if there's like too much of a glare, but for the most part, all I do is just crop it. That way, the only thing that you see is the birds and as little as possible of the background. So we're just getting the birds turned a bit here. Now, because I have them offset, this bird here in the very background, there's a shadow really bad. So I'm using my little ring light that I have here. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it up like this to get the correct lighting on there. And then I'll take a photo. That way it's not so dark. And here, I'll show you the difference. So this is the one without holding the light up, and you can see it's pretty shadowed in here. Can't really, see that bird very much. So, and then this is the photo with the lighting up. So it does light it up a little bit more. I'm not very happy with this one though, because this one in particular is blurred. So we're going to try that again. So what I'm going to do is basically, I'm going to bring this one forward a bit, because then it gives the camera a little bit more to focus on. Because what it was doing is it was trying to focus on the two front facing birds rather than the one in the back. So that's why that one got blurred. So we're going to try this again. So now here you can see that they're all in focus, which is exactly what we want. Okay, so now we're going to edit them. This is Lightroom Classic, and I just wanted to show you guys. So this is the crystal with that black background. Oh, wow, you can see like my reflection directly in that. So you can see it's not very good at all. This one here. So like I said, we're going to crop it, which just means cutting out the background of the photo that is not needed. All right, there we go. So a little bit of the lighting, it is a little bit too bright for me. So I'm just going to come over here to the highlights, and I'm going to bring that down just a little bit, because a little too much. So I really, really like this. You can definitely see the details of the bird. They are quite detailed. All right, so now we're going to do the one where I'm holding it, and you can see all of that background there. So again, we're going to crop it. We're not messing with the colors or anything. We're literally just bringing that photo down so that the focus is the raven and you don't see all of this stuff that's going on in the background on it. I want to keep my raven really the main point here. So you kind of want it in the middle. Let's see what that looks like. So that's pretty good, but I think that it's a little bit too much up here. It kind of takes away from the raven, so I'm just going to crop it a little bit more. There we go, and bring down the highlights just a little bit, because we really want to see the detail of it. We don't want, and what I mean by highlights is it's literally the glare. So the, if I bring the highlights all the way up, you can see that compared to all the way down. So we don't want to take it all the way down, because we still want it to be lighted. We just don't want the glare interfering with the ability for the person to see it. So that one I'm actually really happy about. I really like that one. So we're going ahead and export that one. Okay, so this one we're going to go ahead and I have cropped it. So we'll get to that. Now you can see it is a little bit darker. So this is one where I'm actually going to brighten it. So I'm going to turn the highlights up a little bit and the whites, because I want it to be seen. Now this, because it is a black crystal, this is not going to impact like the color of it too much. You do have to be careful, because you can actually whitewash it if you do too much. So if you do whites that much versus that one, that's like what I like to call whitewashing. So that's way too much. But we definitely want it to be bright. We want people to be able to see the actual details on it. So that one's good. So here's the end result of the photos that we took. Some are better than others, obviously, but I do my absolute best. I just want to ensure that everybody knows exactly what they're getting from my shop. So, I try very hard. And in this video that I'm showing you right now, it does kind of fade out the black a little bit. It's just how it records. So that's a little frustrating, but when you see it on my actual website, you'll be able to see how black they are because they are a pretty deep black.